Ancient human remains dating back more than 2,000 years have been recovered by the police service of Northern Ireland. The find initially sparked concerns the body was more recent, but archaeologists quickly determined the true age of the remains that were found at Bellaghy Peatland in County Londonderry in October. It is thought the subject was a teenage boy. The PSNI said it is a unique archaeological discovery for Northern Ireland. Carbon dating revealed the age to be as old as 2,000 to 2,500 years. Detective Inspector Nicky Deehan said, "On initial examination we couldn't be sure if the remains were ancient or the result of a more recent death. Therefore we proceeded to excavate the body with full forensic considerations in a sensitive and professional manner. This approach also ensures that any DNA evidence could be secured for any potential criminal investigation. Ultimately, this wasn't the case in this instance." The excavations first uncovered a tibia and fibula and a humerus, ulnar and radius bone relating to the lower left leg and right arm respectively. Further investigation revealed more bones belonging to the same individual. About 5 metres south of the surface remains, the bones of a lower left arm and left femur were located, protruding from the ground. Further examination of the area between the main body and the surface remains located additional finger bones, fingernails, part of the left femur and the breastbone. A post-mortem was carried out by a certified forensic anthropologist and determined that the individual was possibly a male aged between 13 to 17 years old at the time of death. Whilst little is known so far about the individual's cause of death, unlike some other bog bodies, the individual's skeleton was well preserved and also had the presence of partial skin, fingernails of the left hand, toenails and possibly a kidney. The archaeological significance of the find is extraordinary. Detective Inspector Deehan continued, "The well-preserved nature of the body meant radiocarbon dating could be used to ascertain the time of death. The radiocarbon dates have placed the time of death between 2,000 to 2,500 years ago, approximately 500 BC. This is the first time radiocarbon dating has been used on a bog body in Northern Ireland, and the only one to still exist, making this a truly unique archaeological discovery for Northern Ireland." Dr. Alastair Ruffell of Queen's University Belfast said, "To ensure the highest possible standards in forensic recovery of human remains were maintained, we conducted 2 phases of high-resolution ground-penetrating radar survey at the site. The results showed no indications of further human remains." The remains were discovered at approximately 1 metre below the current land surface, which matches the radiocarbon estimates. In addition, they were amongst a cluster of fossil tree remains, suggesting that the body may have died or been buried in a copse or stand of trees, or washed in. John Joe O'Boyle, Chief Executive of the Forest Service, said, "We recognise the significance of this very exciting find. This ancient bog body was discovered on land owned by the department, and we are now working with National Museums NI to transfer it to them so that they can continue with further examination and preservation of the remains. I hope in due course the find will help us all to understand better something of our very early history." Seamus Heaney, when he was writing his series of poems inspired by bog bodies, probably never expected such a find on his own doorstep. It certainly adds an important chapter to the historical and cultural significance of this hinterland and archaeological discoveries of bog bodies across Europe. The excavation was one of many investigations carried out by the dedicated body recovery team within the police service. The unit is led by an officer experienced in field archaeology and staffed with officers trained in the fundamental skills of forensic archaeology and bone identification. The team have previously assisted in recovering and examining human remains, including recovering those of missing persons up to almost 3 decades after the individuals went missing. This case rather exceeds those already impressive parameters. National Museums NI, as the organisation with statutory responsibilities for acquiring and preserving archaeological finds from the past, has been engaged to ensure the proper care of the remains. What a fascinating discovery. But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description, or via YouTube Super Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.